1 second, gotta get a glove on. I am at Rock Creek by Mount Washington Cemetery. In fact, there's the knockdown bridge. The knockdown bridge is right over here. So this is where you can no longer cross at the cemetery. So yeah, just to kind of verify where I'm at. Try out my new phone out here. Hopefully everything works. Of course, right away I saw a brick over here I missed last night. The other night when I was out here anyways. So let's see what it is. Yeah, and I have to access this part of the creek through the cemetery because this part here gets deep and I am not wearing my waders today because I'm not doing all that. Even though it's way cooler today than it has been all week. But anyway, let's just get to it and get to some of my findings from the other night when I was out here. Then I'll make a bunch of noise and draw attention. Hopefully this camera records better and has better ISO, if that's what it's called, stabilization, built-in stabilization and whatnot. There's part of the old bridge. I'm not trying to spend too much time meandering around here, but this is just how it goes every time I come out doing this stuff. Some brick hiding up in there. I'm not gonna do any zooming because my gloves are on. I don't want to dirty up my new pretty screen. Let's get as close as I can. You should be able to see the bricks. There's one under there as well. I'm not picking that one up too well. Terracotta up there. I saw this brick over here I wanted to see, but as I got closer I find out it's just a regular red brick and it doesn't really matter. I mean, all bricks are cool, but it's really the stampers people are looking for. But I'd made a point in one of Ross's premiere videos. If anyone remembers or read it, or anyone is subscribed to him, is subscribed to me, etc., and saw my comments, I found evidence of a lot of destroyed infrastructure out here, destruction. I said I was going to show my few findings I found and carried home, and then come back here and do a recording. So here I am, some infrastructure stuff there, looks like mortar and stone. Some hiding up in the trees over in there. I'll try to move a little slow. It helps, the camera, record better. Because I'm not sure if this thing is 30 FPS or 60 FPS. I'm not very phone smart. I finally started learning about some of this stuff with phones, so lo and behold, I'll try to be a little slower. Take a little more time to pan around. And also while I'm out here, I'm going to try to find anything I might have overlooked. Quickly kind of scout around and maybe find some things I overlooked when I was out here the other night, apologies. Because, being out here in the nighttime with just a headlamp, you can only see so much. And this stuff is all the way out here also. I find this stuff up by the Whip Castle. This interesting mix where they have two separate things almost perfectly sandwiched together. Very interesting. And I think this is a limestone, processed limestone chunks. So that's fascinating in itself if my findings are true on that. I found that brick. Oh, this is basically where the destruction starts, is right in this corner here. So I guess I can go ahead and start recording some of that. I'm gonna set my bucket and crate down. Brought a few things with me, essentials to carry some things out. Probably won't be, yeah, carry some things out. Because this is a show video as well as a retrieval on some stampers I left out here. How far I go to the creek, who's to say? Probably not very far. But yeah, this is where the destruction starts, and you start finding evidence of stuff out here. Old bottle lid. As you can see, there's stuff here. Just destruction. Cinder block. Another cinder block. Red brick. And just along here, there's just random building materials and destruction. Even up in the hillside here still. There's a piece of that terracotta. Like I said, I've been finding this stuff out here a lot. So why would that be out here and be destroyed? Because you have to think, where this stuff is located in the creek, you have all this wooded area here. So this isn't like something someone just dumped here and like, oh, that explains it away. No, this is infrastructure pieces out here with a fully grown tree line. So we can easily assume this stuff was dumped here. And no, we're to believe it was dumped here. It had to been at least roughly 100 years ago. Plus. Some more destruction all through here. Just a bunch of red brick and destroyed bits. You even have iron. Some terracotta, it looks like. This looks like it might have been a stamper at one time, maybe. More broken glass. More metal. More bricks. I saw this one I wanted to look at. This looks like it. This was a stamper, maybe? That's too damaged to tell. Doesn't really matter. It's completely annihilated. But just all through here is just destruction. Bricks. This whole wall is packed with material. Yeah, this is just all down here in a creek by a cemetery, running through a cemetery. That's kind of why I come to the conclusion this looks like more like destroyed infrastructure that used to be on this property here, and it just didn't serve a purpose, so they knocked it down in here. Sorry if my lighting is adjusting. I'm not sure exactly how this sensor works in this phone, how well it's working. Found some stuff over there I stacked up. More infrastructure all through here. Looks like I did miss some bricks in here. Red brick. Red brick. Everyone's favorite. Terracotta. Found some milk glass. Oh, gotta be quiet. Try to draw a bunch of attention while I'm here. But just destruction. It's all along this side here, and all in here. That was a bit of a stretch to say this is what some old building they were done using and knocked it down in here. Not really. I mean, it's totally believable that's the case. But I'm just kind of playing around with the idea that this might have been, some cemeteries could have been used as or were old neighborhoods at one time. Old world neighborhoods. Just by the amount of evidence and destruction I always find in the creeks by this general area. Yeah, here's some stuff I found and left. 2 diamonds. I'm not too particularly concerned with those. I have enough of those. This is just look like diamonds without stamps. These are probably more core structural pieces, so they didn't waste time putting a stamp on it. I don't think the magic plasma fairy just magically erased a stamp on it selectively. Just something that destructive can't be selective. Can't cherry pick. Yeah, and I've also been finding a lot of granite pieces out here too. Not sure what this is. If I stuck it up right there, clearly it was a worked piece. But you're by a cemetery, so of course you're gonna find granite, polished granite. Obviously. So, trying to quickly meander through this and not miss anything at the same time, and still try to move slow enough so my phone camera records at least, hopefully, a decent quality video for once. Yeah, I'm not trying to go up in there right now. I know I went over there and had my waders on that night, but I'm not going up there again in that little part. Hopefully this little non-gyroscopic gyro mechanism, non-mechanized tripod phone holder is helping stabilize a little bit as well, with the addition of a new camera finally. This looks like it was worked. Potential stonework here. More bricks over here. Look like the diamond material on this one, but you know, this looks like something. Irrigation maybe, ventilated. Because I could take a peek over here, but as you can see, without waders, I'm not walking through this. Already got my sandals on, so I'll already be trying to stick with shallower water, less nasty water. About fell. Apologies for the jitter there. This is stonework that's been worked. Got some pretty good angles on there. I'm falling again. This place is treacherous. Haven't really been seeing too much vitrified material out here lately. Usually I find a lot of it in this creek. Just a regular red brick. Yeah, I gotta go pretty far into here, so hopefully I don't waste too much time. I'm a professional at doing that though. And thankfully it's actually pretty cool out right now, so hopefully my phone doesn't melt down while I'm out here. But I just want to try covering this the best I can for documentation purposes, and since I mentioned it. So I'd like to keep my word on things. More granite here. See if I can get a better angle on that. There you go, you see some reflection there. I'll pan the camera sideways, left to right, so you can see that. It is polished. Been finding a lot of this out here. You're by a cemetery, jackass, of course. That's right. But they don't make the headstones here. So why is it out here? The headstones are made elsewhere and then brought here. Just to make that point clear. Now there is that one headstone maker off of Truman Road before you get to Mount Washington Cemetery, but you know. That's different. Those pieces wouldn't wash all the way down here. That's just silly. Looks like a Coke bottle. It is a Coke bottle. And it's a broken Coke bottle. So evidence of old glass out here also, of course. Must be washing out of somewhere. And I also wanted to get out here and hurry up and record this, and not procrastinate too much like I usually do with videos. Because at some point it's supposed to rain tonight, and I don't want my findings being washed away or relocated and spend a headache trying to piece it all back together. Not sure, that's probably nothing too, it's just a regular piece of glass. Nothing down there of any concern. If it is, it can stay down there. Found more granite over here and stacked it up. And found some bricks. Actually, this one's got kind of a curve to it. Huh. Yeah. I've got the pink granite here and the gray granite. That reflection on it's still nice and polished for how long it's been sitting down here. Some tough stuff. Guess that's not really a surprise, is it? I guess that's why everyone's always baffled when we say people from millions of years ago, or well, not millions, that's an exaggeration, but you know, people from long ago, before power tools were invented, were cutting and processing that stuff to a mere polish like we do today with power tools and other things, etc. I might have missed that the last time I was out here, but this is a piece of a stone wall. You can see the mortar and the stonework in it. There's the mortar. There's the stones. We've got the Pebblecrete stuff right here, it looks like. Rockcrete. Everyone's favorite as usual. The terracotta. Okay, let me go get my... Huh. Those are drilled. Fascinating. Sorry for my disgusting knee right there. Those are clearly been drilled. So how long has this piece been down here? Why has it got drill marks in it? This looks like something you see in Egypt. Random drill marks in stone. That was a root. It decomposed. No, that's a straight. That's straight. I don't know if the camera's getting it very well, but that's not just some accident by nature. Okay, let's see. Yeah, back onto this destruction over here. I already showed it, but just an update to relocate. I'll go back over here and grab my stuffs. So if anyone wants to come out here and grab those diamonds, you can. It's not too hard to find Mount Washington Cemetery. About died again. That's fine. I'm used to it. Living life on the edge. Sheesh. But the stampers I found are off over in this stuff over here. Besides, with the exception of the stampers I have over there, which I don't want. I mean, if they're there in the future by chance, then I'll probably grab them, but I'm really not that hard up on it. I've got enough diamonds. As you can see, destruction, more infrastructure, littered and sprinkled all through this rock bed right here. That might be a stamper sticking out of the water I missed the other night when I was here. So while I'm here, I might go ahead and poke around at some of this. So let me go ahead and get this bucket and stuff moved over where my stampers are. which I have conveniently lined up right here. Let's poke around through some bricks while I'm out here. Try to be quick about it though, but that never happens. Those looks almost like another diamond mix. Some more material. More of this terracotta stuff. I mean, ceramic stuff. It's sprinkled pretty much all over the creek out here, past this point. Starting at this point down, there's just little bits of it everywhere. Pretty sure that's not a stamper. Let's never know. Oh, where'd it go? What? Oh, apologies, that was a total brain fart on my behalf. Didn't think there was anything on that. Now I want to get my gloves wet. No stamp on there. Man, I'm already at almost 22 minutes in. I haven't got through this place yet, of course. Well, there's some of that vitrified material. Man, how hot did this get? To melt organic material like this. My thoughts exactly. Probably not exactly the same as yours, but you get the point. There's something wedged up in here. I will try to get it out quickly. Hey, real-time brick finding. No editing. It's broken. About as real as it gets, boys and girls. If this ain't your thing, then I don't know what to tell you. Uh-huh. Of course, this knife in my pocket is about to drive me off the fucking wall. Pardon my, yeah, whatever. I'm trying to think of something different to say besides French, but it didn't work. This water looks stagnant. It's got that kind of chemical color going on right here. Definitely not trying to stick my hands in that. I don't know if I can get this one. Yes. As opposed to what it is, it's just a brick. Okay. Yeah, let's go cover this side. Ooh, I found a hagstone. Protection stone. I like finding these. Have a gazillion of these things at the house. Like to make necklaces with them and whatnot, and give them to people. Typically, if I have someone with me when I'm not doing this creek stuff, and I find one with them, it's like, here, and gift them with it as a surprise. It's like, I found it when you were with me, so here. But 99.99999 infinite percent of the time, I'm here by myself, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I can still make them and give them to people. It's not the end of the world. Some of this infrastructure stuff out here. No stamp on there. Got some more metal. I'm gonna put this in my bucket, I guess. Get to the stampers here in a bit. I know that's the whole reason why I even came out here, was to show that stuff and pretty much like, yeah, this is the evidence, and well, I guess all the evidence parts and the stampers being the retrieval part are kind of gonna have to be blended together somehow. Just trying to get it to point across all the destruction and infrastructure out here. Then got this oddball one here. It's a long boy. Doesn't appear to be any stamps on it, of course. Oh, there's a broken stamper. Oh, it might be the other half of that one I need. Wait, that's a Morex. In fact, this is where I found my first Morex brick. Morex stamper. So there's that. Just gonna flip some of these for the hell of it. Might have missed that last night. The other night. You know, from now on, if I say last night, I mean like 3 nights ago, 4 nights ago, whatever the hell it is. I don't remember. I don't keep track of things like that. Like more of that terracotta stuff down in the water here. I mean, glazing. Yeah, I'm not trying to get my hands in there. Hopefully you can see it. It's right in the middle of the camera, right there. Well, so much for that. It's just not my day. About dipped my phone in the water. Oh well. This is something that's been cut. A slab of something, or that might be mortar that was sandwiched between something. It's pretty uniform though. Oh well. Let's get on with it. Yeah, there's destruction through here. Because I left off looking at that stuff, and it came through this way. Got some of this old, interesting terracotta stuff here. Don't see too much of this speckled one, pocked one. Look at the cinder brick. Oh, yeah. Of course, that's not to say what's hiding up in the trees. This is the stuff that made it to the creek. Give this other hand a break, it's getting kind of sore. I don't think this is uranium glass. Got my doubts. I do want to keep this piece though. I found this. Looks almost like a fancy address or something. I don't know. Haven't quite made that out. But here's more of this ceramic material. Really not much to work with on it. It's just there as a pile of because I wanted to make this point, play around with the idea that this might have been an old neighborhood at one point. Mostly complete piece of this ceramic material. I might come and grab this one, as it's a mostly complete piece. And there's this other mixture of this weird material here. Of course, the mortar's missing, it's just this piece. Yeah. Okay. Starting to get cloudy out here. I think that storm's coming in. Not sure how that's translate to the camera lens, but it's getting cloudy. I lost what little sunlight I had. So I might have to stop effing around, I guess. Old cassette tape. That probably washed down the creek somehow. Some kind of platform base thing here. Just a bottle I found. Nothing special. The other two over there I found. Nothing special. Let's see. There's something hiding under here. Looks like it was a painted piece of cinder block or something. Hey, ant dude, you're famous now. Yeah, right. Oh, what is this? It's got some kind of indentions on it. This was a piece of something at one point. As you can see, the pebblecrete mortar mix there. So that was probably sandwiched in between something at one point. I think I covered this piece, this ceramic stuff. This other interesting piece of stuff there. Okay, let's go back to the stampers and move on from this spot. I don't feel like I have a whole lot of time left out here. So, there's random broken bricks in there, it appears. Again, just speckles of destruction. Regardless of what kind of destruction it is, it's still destruction and it was infrastructure once. So doesn't matter what your beliefs are on it, it's still here, and it's self-evident. The point of the matter is, it's a fact that this is old infrastructure pieces. And facts are above people's beliefs and opinions. This stuff don't just, all this material doesn't just end up out here by a dumping accident. Especially when there's no way to dump it down here. It's all surrounded by woods. So yeah, no one just came out here and magically dumped this. And it all just perfectly stayed here for however long it's been here. This stuff's been getting washed around for a while, it looks like, though. Because when this creek floods, it floods. More of that ceramic. Just destruction. More of the ceramic material. Not sure if I showed it yet or not, but I'm going to go and cover it again anyways for completeness sake. That almost looks like it might be a stamper under there, but I'm yeah, not fighting with that. Now I did find this down here. I kind of want to bring it back up to the property up over there and leave it, and maybe the people that work here will, yeah, right. I'll stop right there. No one does anything anymore. Who am I kidding? Let's cover some of this destruction up here. I don't think I covered up here yet. Flip a few of these just for peace of mind. Dang it, did I lose my pry bar somewhere? Shit. Oh no, I gotta find my pry bar now. This is why I don't like recording and multitasking. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea where I left that thing at. This is awesome. Good old time fuckery, boys. I know I had it when I poked at that Morex. Boy howdy. Huh. This is great. I don't think it's in here. I remember poking at, I had it over here. Maybe it did fall in the water. Oh, this is fun. So I know I had it over here when I poked at that. God, the joys of setting something down that blends in with all this stuff. More of this ceramic material. I don't think I covered this a little bit. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember now. Need to stop doing that. Okay, let's go back this way. Oh, it's got those weird cinder bricks in there. Cool. This was cinder block material made into bricks, like a weird substitute. Alright, cool. I think I'm content with this spot for now. Didn't come out here to do too much of this effing around. But of course, here I am. There's more parts of the stone wall. Mortar and stone right in the mix. Of course, surrounded by a bunch of red brick as well. Okay, so basically what I found for broken stuff over here is, get these buckets out of the way. In fact, I need to separate the two now. Okay, so what I found here is a Morex, another Morex, and another Morex. You can kind of make it out right here. They're clearly not cleaned, I just kind of left them out here. Here's a broken Christie St. Louis. I will not be grabbing that. I just left it here because this is another broken Christie St. Louis. So these can just stay here. I'm not concerned with those. What I want to collect up are, let me get this stuff moved out of the way real fast. What I came here to collect up is my Morexes. So these are going to go in here. And of course I left this piece here. It just says, oh, let's see. Oh, this one says Brazil on it. Brazil. So I guess the other piece is missing the Brazil at the end of the corporation, it looks like. This looks like Corporation Brazil. Alright, cool. Try to capture that, but I can't. That works right there. So yeah. Well, so much for that piece. Just dropped it like a bumbling idiot and hit the center of the bricks there and just shattered it. Guess the Brazil piece I wanted is probably, actually, you know what? They made it way less actually. Broke off right the piece I wanted. That's what I really wanted anyway. Was the Brazil part of it. Funny. Okay, yeah, well there's those 4 stampers. And now it's time to meander on and see if I can't find a few more maybe hiding somewhere in here. There's more of this, more of that ceramic stuff there. Not really going to fish that out. Potentially more of that ceramic material. Just random bricks. More building materials. Need I say more? Probably not. It's probably getting super obnoxious right now. Whew. And of course this stuff is in the water also. I'm not reaching in for it. Not right now. More crap. Piece of a brick wall. I know we're not talking about Pink Floyd or whatever. Another piece of stone wall infrastructure. More stonecrete. More stuff over there I had to cover. Oh, I need to hurry up. Also got quite a bit of creek to clear. I think I am basically done with this side of it for now. I just have to go all the way down there, around the bend, and etc., etc. Of course, hang on a second. Had something sharp in my sandal, stabbing my foot. Walking on all these damn rocks, and in the water will eventually cause annoyances in your footwear. Oh, that's a different kind of one. Nothing there to work with. And as I'm trying to minimize my traffic in the water, it will seem I'm just going to have to walk across down this way. I need to grab my bucket anyways. I'm going to be putting some scraps in here, I think, on the way out here. Okay, let's get on with it. I think the destruction thing is really self-evident at this point. Goes all the way out to here as well. More bricks and mortar. That's not my footprint, that's someone else's. But yeah, just pretty much a bunch of destruction all in here. Yeah, it was just a dumping spot. Don't think about it. More of that ceramic. Okay, let's go. Finally, Jesus. You just sinned. No, I didn't. Blasphemy. And there's stuff up there I might have missed. Let's walk around this and poke up there real quick. I mean, it was dark last time I came out here. This looks like more destruction sprinkled through here. Stone, brick, cinder block, poison ivy, or oak. Won't be going that way. Don't feel like dodging around all that BS right now. Yeah, I mean, obviously the destruction's over there and it's washed up over here. It's going to be naturally up in this part also. Not really much of a stretch there. Whole section of wall. This is what caught my eye though, was this colored one. It's a weird orange one. Cool. Sorry, I was being distracted by something. Again, alright. This has got an orange color to it. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up very well. Kind of looks washed out on my camera. I think that's one of the complaints with my peasant entry-level phone here. It doesn't translate color very well because the light sensor is pretty shit. Even though it's newer than my other one. I'm going to hope at least the video quality is going to be an upgrade. I've not watched any videos I've recorded with this phone yet, so I don't actually know what to expect. I'm just hoping they're better than my old ones. But odds are I'm just going to invest in an actual camera and just start doing it a lot more properly. Just go get like a refurbished, a high, a top, how do I want to word this? There's something in the water there. Just get like a high model, a high level phone, I guess. If I stop bumbling my words there, trying to change mid-sentence what I'm trying to say. But yeah, just find a higher tier phone and just use that to record with and not have any phone service on it. And I just keep this as my actual phone, which I still don't even use for nothing really besides recording and texting people once in a while, because my phone thinks it's a plane. So there's that. Stop rambling, get on with it. Oh, I couldn't see in the water very good last time I was out here. So let's see if there's anything that's immediately noticeable. Now I kind of wish I had my waders. Sorry for the lighting, it's about to get shady through here. It seems to have adjusted pretty well. I know the camera's not zoomed in, and every time I look at the phone screen it feels like it's zoomed in. I guess the field of view just isn't as good as my naked eyes here. Clearly. Nothing really through here. I poked through here pretty thoroughly. Besides your random obligatory red brick. It's kind of speckled all through this part. Wherever this red brick booger is here. That's interesting. Show more of that. Put a bikini on it while you're at it. Kidding. Just trying to make this less dull. Yeah, there's some red terracotta tiling stuff over there. Nothing on this one. Yay for varying opinions. It's healthy to have varying opinions. You know, it's not healthy to just be on a wagon with no evidence. That goes for everything. Which I'm starting to work on and improve on myself, because I'm tired of being lied to and deceived by retarded shit. I'm sure everybody is. I mean, that's the whole reason why I got into this whole community of stuff. To find the evidence and see it for myself. This has got some stamping on it. Your off-the-cuff rants are annoying. Shut up. It's insufferable. I know. Got some weird tile work here. Yeah, this belongs in a cemetery. freaking mosaic tiling work. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Just trying to get quick glimpses of the little sprinkles and speckles of destruction out here for misplaced, dislocated bricks, whatever you want to call them. They have lost their home. They have been abandoned. Looks like I did come through here. Oh yes, I did find this stuff. That's kind of why I'm trying to be a little thorough with this. Found this other diamond-esque looking brick here. And I found this old ice skate. How long has this been out here? And how has it held up so well? Is my question. Pretty wild, right? I was like, man, is there any bones in there? Was this buried with someone and it, you know, shit happened and here it is? Clearly an old ice skate here. Get some closer shots of this. There's no distinguishable writing on it that I have noticed. That's a part of it. Looks like a pretty decent size shoe size. But yeah, there's that little weird thing I found. I mean, that could be anything. You know, not literally, of course, speculatively. Of course, as I'm scanning around, the camera stays fixed, so I'm not moving around too much. Some kind of flat work. Looks like there's some flat tiling or something going on here. These rocks are sure cut pretty flat, aren't they? Especially that one right there with the 90-degree angles. That one right there in the center of the screen. Can't get much closer than this. I'm not zooming. That one right there, you can see the 90-degree angles on there. Even in the water, they're straight, not too distorted. All right. And that's pretty much kind of all through this little section here. That's how biology works, or geology works. It's not a giant, I can't say biology. That's giant skin in there. Says the wisest person in the world. I don't know, man. On the giant subject of mud fossils and ranting and just being fumed by that, the complete moronic, unhinged nature of all that, it goes. I don't know how anyone's expected to believe that there are giants the size of mountains and continents, and then yet we somehow just survived in this world with all that decomposition and putrid, rancid smells, which would just cause and spread more disease. That's literally impossible for things that big to have existed here anyways, if you believe you're living on a spinning ball, of course. It's absurd. But, oh look, it's giant skin. That's all you need to know. It's the facts. That's it. There you go. Found some more giant skin. It's retarded. No, I don't take any of it back. Yeah, that is geared towards a certain YouTuber on here, on the interwebs. Obviously, people probably know Roger from Mud Fossil University. He's turned his work into a complete shit show. I used to respect that guy, but he's completely fucking off his rocker now. because no one puts him in check, and when they do, he's already got his mind made up, so he's only seeing what he wants to see, no matter what evidence you show to this guy. His mind's already made up, so it doesn't really matter. He has fallen victim to the human condition, and he doesn't even realize it. Poor guy. I'll pray for him. Yeah, no, I'm in a ranty mood, sorry. Like I said, I used to like the guy's work, but then I lost a lot of respect and respect for the guy's work, as he actively discredits his own work by using CGI NASA pictures to support his evidence. You cannot use CGI pictures to prove a point as evidence. That alone is already discrediting and ruining everything he says, because he wholeheartedly believes that all these ridiculous pictures are real and supports his already convinced giant thing. Well, yeah, because giant body parts are flying through space. Yeah, get fucking real, dude. It's not how that works. You can't use blatant CGI pictures as evidence. It's just so discrediting. I've told him this, and he didn't agree with me, so. In fact, he has called me a crazy person. Even though he's in a community of crazy people. Literally. Has his own little cult following of crazy people. No offense to them, but they're victim to his nonsense too now. Like, I'm not against giants, but these ones he's talking about are complete horse shit. It's completely impossible. The mechanics of giants that big cannot exist on a spinning ball hurling through space. But he thinks he's on a ball, and he believes NASA's real and they don't lie. And there you go. Say no more. All of his work is basically discredited. So you can't say there's giants the size of entire continents and fucking shit and be like, oh yeah, they existed. They had food sources on this tiny little ball they were on. They just, gravity didn't affect their mass. Gravity, that's a whole different topic. I'm just using it as a blanket term to get the point across, but yeah. Yeah, things that big can't exist here, Roger. They can't. I thought you were smarter than that. I thought you were some fucking chemist and shit. I think you're just getting old, dude. No offense. Your brain's atrophying too much. And I'll put you in check. I don't care if anyone watches this and shows it to you. You can go ahead and cry yourself to sleep too. Because I'm destroying your stupid narrative of giants the size of continents and mountains. Actively, simply. I don't even have to try that hard. It's completely ridiculous. But that's what happens when you get left to your own conclusions for too long. Your foregone conclusions. You just get lost in your own mind and you just slip away down the yellow brick road. There's another one of those. Sorry, I'm ranting too much. But I just watched one of his videos recently and it's living in my head rent-free, unfortunately. So I gotta vent it out. I mean, someone's got to say something about it. Because, someone's got to put him in check. Am I right for doing it? No, I'm fully aware of this. Trust me, but still. You gotta, you have to put people in check after a while. But if you don't, they're just going to think they're right. If you don't challenge them, oh, I'm right. But the sad thing is when people are already so convinced, doesn't matter what evidence you show them, they're just going to believe it anyway, because they've already tricked their mind into believing what they want to believe. So that's all they're going to see is what they want to believe. It's a mind fuck. The human condition for you. The mind's a powerful thing, and people got to be way more on guard and careful with what they think and believe. Because eventually you're going to get lost and not find your way back. This whole open mind thing on that, I think you have to have an open mind. That's a trap, by the way. You should never have a completely open mind. You want to have your mind open but protected, and be aware and keep it very keen and sharp. You just don't want to just want to believe anything and let anything in, because anything can get in your head and trick you. I'm gonna carry this out. How the hell did this turn into a ranting video? Jesus. It's freaking sad. My apologies, but like I said, it just, I guess, kind of had to come out. It's been bugging me the past day or so since I watched that video of Rogers coming out saying the pyramids were built from giant meat. And I was like, dude, I don't know how many of my brain cells just committed suicide hearing that, but a lot of them unfortunately did. That's probably why I'm struggling to not rant about it, because my brain cells are struggling to, you know, recuperate from the complete idiocy I heard in that video. And people fucking eat it up, man. They fucking eat it up. His little cult following, dude, they just fucking stupid. They don't think for themselves at all. He's like their Lord and Savior, and they don't even realize it. How bad it's gotten in his community. It's freaking ridiculous. It's like they're all just sucking him off. Oh, you're such a genius, Roger. You're so smart. But yet no one takes a few seconds to think, how can something that big exist on a spinning ball hurling through space of that size and magnitude? How? And then when they died, how exactly did our little people germ-sized asses, you know, our little germ speck asses to these giants, how did their decomposing dead bodies not spread illness and disease from decomposing at that mass size? Seriously, does anyone think about this? There's more to it than just, oh, this giants existed, people chopped up their meat and made buildings with them and fucking whatever else, you know. Just ignore all the other logistics and details that go into that. Yeah, just don't think about that, right? Convince yourself of whatever the fuck you want. It's completely absurd. And I'm on a fucking tangent, sorry. I just fucking can't believe people believe that shit. Like I said, I'm not against the idea of giants, but not like that. To that ridiculous cartoon fairy tale size. More vitrified stone. I'm sure that's a part of a giant. Kidding. But yeah, does anyone think about this stuff? Or there's poison ivy right there next to that brick. Oh, I gotta be careful. Great. And there's more destruction up through here. But yeah, I mean, seriously, just take a few seconds to think about it. It's impossible. Nothing that big existed. It didn't die here. It didn't just rot, and we didn't just cut the wet and fleshy meat and make buildings with it. That is so stupid. Has he even thought about it himself? Probably not. He's already so goddamn convinced that fucking giants the size of goddamn universes exist floating around in space and their body parts are flying everywhere. I mean, at that point, there's no hope at that point. It's just completely absurd. Yes, this big giant died here in a hurling ball spinning through space the size of the United States. And it just died here, but didn't cause disease or illness or nothing else to come from its decomposition. No, not at all. In fact, we just chopped it up and made buildings with it, and that's it. It turned to stone magically. Explain that one. Oh, they have a Medusa device. They had Medusa tech back then. They could just turn things to stone at will. Yeah, fucking get real, dude. Whatever delusional mental gymnastics you gotta do to convince yourself of your nonsense, I guess. And your poor following that's being misled is all fuck. And again, I don't care if he watches this. He wants a person to attack me, I'll spank him like the little bitch he is. Because like I said, I used to have a lot of respect for the guy, but then he just keeps getting worse. Every time I see one of his videos pop up, it just gets worse. And worse. And worse. I mean, I'm not the one using CGI NASA pictures to say that's a giant body part flying through space. Enough said. Say no more. I mean, the guy fucking believes NASA, for Christ's sake. This is a pretty cool little scene here. Came here last night and I saw this big massive fallen piece of land here. Hopefully this ranting doesn't run anybody off, or doubt anyone's gonna watch it anyway, but oh well, I feel better. when something so retarded gets spewed so effortlessly and so, you know, so mindlessly, to think there's gonna be no repercussions is silly. Sorry, I'll call it out. I'll fucking call anybody out on their shit. To their damn face, too. Unfortunately, I never come cross paths with anybody like that in person either, so probably for you know, it's probably a good thing. I don't need to end up in trouble, or they don't need to attempt to get themselves in trouble. Actually, those end up getting me in trouble, if you know what I mean. But I'll stop. There's a bunch of stuff here I tucked away. I haven't actually seen anything until now that I, you know, stowed away. Let's get back onto my video here of the evidence of the destruction of, looks like, the infrastructure out here. And maybe an old, like I said, potentially playing around with the idea of an old neighborhood that was out here. Because this is a lot of interesting material that's just chilling out here for a cemetery. This is actually the spot I found my Christie St. Louis bricks at. It's up here, more vitrified material. So yeah, long story short, giants couldn't have existed the way he says they do, because it's impossible. Just think about it. Think about my ranting points. Be dispelled by the nonsense. Something that big couldn't have lived here and then died and perfectly preserved itself like that for us to cut meat out of it, and then it became stone magically. It just, you can't have your cake and eat it too, man. You can't. It doesn't. None of it adds up. It logistically is impossible. This is I found a Morex Mexico out here. I found one of these, different stamp. Found this piece of cut sandstone. I just set it on top of these, well, it's got a nice little sheen to it. Boys, have gone over almost an hour and 8 minutes now. Half it's just me ranting off on something I shouldn't even wasted my energy on. But, like I said, kind of felt the need to vent a little bit on that, because, you know, God only knows, no one else will. No, it's perfectly sound logic and thinking to think such giant things existed, and we built pyramids with their body parts. They're wet meat. They're fresh, dead meat. It doesn't even make sense. You can't even make that make sense. It's so retarded. It's completely illogical. I mean, I'm into some crazy shit, but nothing that fucking brain dead. That's just straight brain dead, dude. Just things don't work that way. It's impossible. Oh yeah, we chopped up their big giant dead bodies. Conveniently had everything ready to do it. Chopped the dead bodies up and made buildings with them. God, Jesus. I know I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but sometimes you got to beat a dead horse, especially this day and age. You're surrounded by nonsense. Hey, the guy that's going around collecting up crap from a creek, right? Oy, oy, oy. Old building materials from a creek. Hey, this is really just a hobby for me at this point. I just like collecting up old building materials and bricks now. It's almost like collecting cards. You know, when you were a kid, you would collect baseball cards, or Pokemon cards, or Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or, you know, we were all kids once, right? And everyone had their little niche of collecting stuff. Well, that's kind of like, as an adult now, that's kind of what it's become to me, collecting these brick stampers. Because regardless of what's true or false about them, it's still kind of neat to collect them up. So, whew. Why not collect them? I wonder if I'll find any more Christie St. Louis is hiding in here. This place is pretty ravished from flood waters coming through here. And this creek floods. But this is, in fact, where I found my Christie St. Louis's. Okay. More of this stuff here. That's pocked terracotta glazing. Again, I'm not against the idea of giants, so I'm just gonna make that clear. Just not the ones Roger Spur goes off about and sucks off with his delusions. He's lost in his delusion and he doesn't even realize it. Hopefully he'll come around and realize the errors of his way. But he won't. He's too far gone, I think. I've been following his content for years. It's not like I'm new to Roger Spur. I've been subscribed to him since forever, almost 10 years now, probably. So I'm very familiar with Roger Spur. Yeah, I'll call him out by name. I don't care. I am not scared of the guy. I'm not scared of someone who thinks giant parts built the pyramids. I promise you. Not worried about that guy. There's nothing he can do that's going to hurt my feelings. Because, you know, reasons. And I doubt he'll see this anyway. And if he does, I don't give a shit. Someone has to say it. He's going to have to hear it eventually. Because he's really, tragically and unfortunately, it's painfully obvious he's off on a fairy tale wagon, and he's just got himself lost in it, and he's misleading people. I mean, how can you sleep at night? It's insane. It's really tragic when you think about it. That's the part that pisses me off the most and worries me and concerns me, etc., all the above. Because he's misleading people and they're just eating it up because they just can't think for themselves. And that's how the poison and the toxins seep right into the mind of an open mind, of course. That's why I'm saying if you have an open mind, you better have your fucking guard up. You better keep it sharp. You want to have it open enough to think and explore ideas, but you don't want to have it opened up enough to where it's just, you just let the floodgates flow right in. Because who knows what's out there sending you signals or what messages are trying to plant inside your head from the other dimensions and other realms and how all those mechanics of things work. Angels, demons, your consciousness, the devil and the angel on your shoulder, the whatever, your Geppetto, your little fucking cricket. I probably said that wrong. Jiminy Cricket, there we go, not Geppetto, he built Pinocchio. But yeah, you got your little freaking Jiminy Cricket, whatever you want to call it. It's self-evident that there's things out there that can influence our thoughts if we keep our minds open and unprotected. So you have to be careful. You can't just let everything in. You can't. You have to weigh and measure it. If it sticks and holds, cool. If it doesn't, you gotta get rid of it. Of course, this whole realm is a tricky place in itself. I mean, hell, we got people thinking giants are floating in space. Giant body parts are floating around in space just because NASA's CGI pictures are fake pictures are showing something that someone believes is a body part floating in space. Oh my God. We are living in some really bad times when people are thinking that shit. Using CGI pictures to boast their argument and their point. It just looks, if you just take a step back and look at it from an observation standpoint, it looks so bad and discrediting. But he's already convinced NASA's real and don't lie to anybody, so I guess you're just kind of effed there. I mean, anyone who doesn't know NASA's a lying sack of shit, they're all full of crap, then I don't know what to tell you. They have a lot to gain from lying to us. They've gotten away with it for so long and continue to get away with it. It's disgusting. And we got people out there using their shitty, fake, fuckery, space nonsense as evidence for giant body parts floating in space. Good grief. Dude, my brain cells are just committing Minecraft. To play it safe, I'll say that. Yeah, they're committing Minecraft just the more I think about it and talk about it. It's so stupid. It's retarded. God, it worries me, dude. I really do worry for the guy, even though I'm talking a lot of, going on a tangent about him. I am concerned for the guy. At the end of the day, I've still cared for the dude. I'm concerned. Hey, it's a diamond. I will not be grabbing that. I'll move it up here for someone else that wants to come out here and grab it though. If that ever happens. It seems I've missed this whole piece of ceramic. But yeah, at the end of the day, I might be going on one hell of a tangent about it, repeating myself, but I do it because I care. I'm concerned. All right? It's not that I'm being this heartless, shallow monster of a person. I'm just very concerned. Because I get how people can lose themselves in their minds to ideas. Because I'm a victim of it. And I have to catch myself all the time. Like I said, I'm working on it. Aren't we all trying to work on it? Apparently not enough of us are, but we have to work on this. And unfortunately, we're all so divided and have such varying opinions and this, that, the other from all the nonsense psyops that have infiltrated anything good out of anything. Here we are. And what is this? Oh, it's got more stamp on that one than the one I have at the house. Please stand up. Oh, let's see. Brazil Industries. I don't know what it would say bearing, but you see B-E-A-R-I-N-G. Bearing. Oh, is that an... Oh, it's another A. That's all one word. Okay, why is mine stamped so differently? Oh, I have to keep that. Boy's bucket's getting heavy already. Ugh. Anyways. But anyway, all the ranting aside, my points stand and they're not going to change. The guy really needs to reconsider what he's thinking. I mean, I know that's not my job. It's not my place. I fully understand that. But as a concerned person who has been watching that guy's content since the mid-2000s, like 2015 or so, and used to have a lot of respect for him, you know, you eventually get to a point where you just move on from people because you start figuring things out for yourself and et cetera, et cetera. But I still, at the end of the day, am concerned for the guy and his following, I guess you could say. Well, let's call it following because I don't want to demonize the guy. That's because I ranted about it. But it does really kind of come off the way. I usually only use wording like that to get a point across. It's not that I believe it. It's just to get it's to be extreme to get the point across. Let's just get that out of the way. Because anything could be a cult. That people are in a community doing stuff. It doesn't take much to be pegged with that, so I'm fully aware of that. Yeah, stage those up. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not going to change my mind. I'm not going to change my mind on what he believes. It's completely retarded, and I hope for the best. Hopefully he'll snap out of it, but I don't think so. It's not my place to make anyone do that either. They got to do that on their own terms. You live and you learn, right? You don't live and you're not living, you're not learning, and then if you're not learning, you're not living. So it's kind of a full circle jerk, really. You just got to be careful. And ridiculous thoughts like that can only exist if your mind's completely open and not protected. Because who knows what entities, otherworldly entities or disembodied entities are planting or encouraging such silly ideas in the first place, right? You have to be aware of this stuff. Calm angels, calm demons, calm whatever the hell you want. They're there. And they can influence this reality quite a bit if you're not protecting your mind properly. Yeah, it's good to think and learn and grow, but you got to protect your mind. It's the only thing you got in this world. You just can't believe any old nonsense. You have to be very scrutinizing and sharp. And eventually it leads to wisdom, and you just start seeing through all the bullshit. Just to put it as simply as possible, of course. Of course, I'm just out here trying to have fun and show the evidence of stuff I found out here by a cemetery as I rant on and rant on. There's all these bricks. What is all this stuff chilling out here by a cemetery for? What kind of infrastructure is out here that had so much building material? I mean, sheesh. Yeah, I know, I sound crazy for thinking a cemetery could have ever been an old world neighborhood, right? I'm fully aware of that. I'm not ashamed of that. But it's not as crazy as thinking giant body parts are flying in space. Ta-da! Okay, you go get my bucket and move forward. Man, this video is only been going on for like an hour and 20 minutes roughly. Goodness, I feel like I've been out here all day. I guess ranting does that, right? More evidence of Coke bottle. Collecting of bottles is just kind of a hobby of mine too, you know. Same thing like collecting cards. Regardless of what's true or false about it, it's still neat. Oh, there's that big piece I'm going to get out of here eventually. This piece here is basically a complete piece of this terracotta stuff here. Red terracotta. Oh, it's heavy. Thought I heard people. Yeah. Thought this would be cool to carry out at some point. It's hard to find this stuff in one piece. I know I'm not doing a very good job at showing it, but I'm not trying to break it either. It's got so much dirt in it, it weighs a lot. Just packed full. Hey, it's distorted right here as well. Warped. Must have been wet meat once and it just got cut and then hardened up like that. Oh, it's flesh. It's just what it is. Sorry. That was the red meat. See it? It's red. That's evidence. That's all you need to know. It's proof. It's red meat. It was cut with a tool. You can see where it cut into the meat, just like this. Oh, there's the writing I was looking for. They even somehow magically have this stamped in the red meat because there was such a production back in the day. Crazy, right? Well, this is a red piece of meat. Don't ask questions. Don't think about anything else. Just believe me. Trust me. That's a piece of red meat from a giant. Cut down to a small piece. The proof is the meat and how it dried. Let me see if I can't find that. Yeah, right here. See? This is your proof that this was a piece of meat once. See how it bends like this? It was wet and it dried like this. This is meat. That's why it's red. It's a giant meat. This must have been like the meat fibers right here, the muscle fibers right here. See it? It's evident, self-evident. It's the facts. You can't ignore it. You can't deny it. Right here. Man, I was wrong. He was right. Oh no. No, I can't sleep anymore. My hair's falling out actively. It's red meat. No. I'm kidding. Completely satire, of course. No, but I do want this. All joking aside. Anything over there? Okay. Guess there's these little bits I staged up here. Just to show evidence of all the infrastructure all through here, which is supposed to be a creek running through a cemetery. This is another piece of red meat. Look at it. Almost makes me want to take a bite out of it. This is all red meat. It's red meat. It's made from giant organic giant materials. It's self-evident. It's the facts. You can't ignore it. This is all meat. It's all meat from giants. We just processed it and made bricks and shit with it. See? There's the biology. It's proof. It's red. It's blood. There's red bricks for days out here, boys and girls. A lot of brick for a cemetery, right? Just all day long. Red brick. They even got your cream tan bricks out here. your cream bricks in the mix. Looks like some granite here maybe, with some red brick. Some red granite. Oh, there's giant foreskin. It was circumcised as a giant baby and it just got dumped there from the space gods. Space giants. And it came down to crash on Earth like a meteor. That's a giant foreskin meteor. Look at that. Pew. No, man, I think that's a nipple or something. I'd say other things, but I don't want to get in trouble. So I gotta try to play it safe. Look, man, it's proof. Proof. It's giant meat. We harvested it and processed it into this brick material because why it's red. It's about how stupid all these points are. Sorry, it's just true. I'm sorry. You can hate me all you want for going off on the guy, but it's just so ridiculous. Like I said, I don't doubt the guy has evidence of smaller giant things and creatures and stuff, but just because you have evidence of smaller existing ones doesn't mean yeah, I shouldn't even have to say it. I shouldn't have to say it. It doesn't mean giants that size existed. It's completely ludicrous. Now, I do believe in giant trees. A giant world tree, a tree of knowledge, whatever you want to call it. I believe in that. I've actually seen evidence of that. Hangman 1208 shows damn good evidence of that. The YouTube account Hangman 1208, yeah, just go check out his videos if you're not familiar with him, and try to argue giant trees don't exist. Fucking, I'll laugh. That's the evidence he shows in the Black Hills. Hell, I've been to the Black Hills. I've seen it myself. There's giant tree remains all over that area. I haven't seen giants yet. No, I've seen evidence of smaller ones, sure. Well, I'm talking, let's be generous, maybe 50 foot tall, max, just to be generous, of human giants. And of course, you got various creatures probably around that same, size and size spectrum too, as well, in the mix. But not continents and mountains and all that stupid shit. You have to know when to stop. If you don't, you just go off forever in the wrong direction. Whew. It's a balancing act. And when you're unbalanced, this shit happens. I shouldn't even have to say it. I figured people that smart would catch on to that and not fall victim to their own human condition. Granted, if I'm using that right, I apologize if I'm not. The mind is such a tricky thing if you just believe whatever you want to believe. The mind is a very powerful thing. And you have to be very much on it and protecting it as well. Because, it's just the antenna for your soul, so you gotta protect it. Your soul has to protect your mind. You can't just let anything filter in it and through it and it's like, yep, that's it. You can't. You have to have like a spiritual firewall up at all times. Your soul, a soul firewall, whatever you want to fuck call it. Fuck, we ain't what the hell we're called. We're just in this weird ass experience and we don't even understand the experience we're living. That's why we're all here being stupid and like, oh, what's going on here? Huh? It's pretty sad when you really come down to it. We're all just making shit up as we go for our own comfort. And sometimes we get too lost in our comfort and we just lose sight of things by a long shot. So there's that. We can't lose ourselves in this weird trickery, weird place we're in here. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we're just making shit up. All of us, we're all making shit up. Convincing ourselves. At the end of the day, once you've gotten as deep as I have and other people have and you start realizing it, it's quite tricky. Making shit for our own comfort. You can easily get lost in that comfort start believing whatever the hell you want, because it's just how the brain works. It make brain happy. It means it's true. Not necessarily. Okay. Now I really do apologize if I ran people off from that, but more vitrified material. But yeah, I apologize. But I just had to speak my mind on it. I'm free to that, so you don't have to like it, but I'll still apologize. So yeah, there's that piece over here. More of this ceramic material. Yeah, I thought I was going to collect all that up, but I don't think I want to. Unless it's got some kind of stamp to work with, I don't think I want it. It looks like my road, my little adventure here might be coming to an end. How tragic. Boy, I tell you what. What you gonna tell us? Boy, exactly what I just said. Say no more. It's like collecting baseball cards. No stamp. Get out in the real world and live. Stop looking at a computer screen, and I'm guilty of it too. That's why I'm saying it. We gotta get out we had to get out in the world and stop looking at our screens, getting lost in our delusions. It's not healthy. It's not. We're not supposed to live that way. Because you see how people turn out. They get lost in these weird loops, and they just get continuously lost in bigger loops until it becomes a spiral of lost. And we got Roger Spurs running around, and other people. Hell, I'm victim of it. I'm guilty of it too. That's why I'm going to be correcting the way I think a lot too. I've fallen victim to all this nonsense too. Not all of it's nonsense, but it's why I had to filter it out and balance it, because, you know, balance is the key to everything. Everything has to meet in the middle at some point, or you're going to have this chaos and unbalance, which is exactly the current state of the world, by the way. It's self-evident. I shouldn't have to say any more than that. I'm a pretty fart smeller, I'd say. And no, I'm not a debating type, so don't bother asking. Debating is a waste of time. Debating is for the mental midgets that just want to debate for their comfort. Once you come to understanding it, it's kind of, you know, self-evident how far people can go with their own little delusions and beliefs, and their feelings, and their opinions, etc. I had to go up there a little bit. There's just a random brick up there. I don't even care to go to it. Well, there's one sticking out right here. Guess I overlooked this one. But yeah, I'm not a debater. A master debater. See what I did there? It's funny. Not really. It's a pretty childish joke there, but that's the point. Oh, yes. Again, I did go up there a little bit, but not too much. There's not much to see up there, so. Oh yeah, and then there's this sticking out of the wall over here. I wanted to show that. There's this old, when I had my waders on, I walked over there and was looking at it. It's a piece of plastic. It's a plastic pipe. Look how far in the ground it is. And look how established this tree line is. Well, I guess they could have dug a spot, you know, right through here and put that there, but when did they start using plastic exactly? Early 1900s or so, roughly? I don't know, but either which way, there's an old plastic pipe sticking out, washed out here. You can see how high the water gets right here. Washed out all the way up to where, about up there. Now notice this part right here looks like an old piece of building material. Looks like some sort of sandstone or something. Limestone. I think it's sandstone. And it's just sitting out there. Pushed off over here. So there's that. Interesting bits of stuff. Yeah, it looks like I will probably be going somewhere down in here, and I'll probably be turning around and calling this good. Alright, everybody. Not that I'm into the video or nothing, but just on all I said, filter through that however you want. Dissect it however you want. But at the end of the day, you'll come around. We all do eventually. That's the whole journey, right? You'll come around in your own way. Rebalance yourself. Be more critical. Come on. Bricks over here. Weird stuff over there. More stuff over there. Big ass iron pipe over there. Bricks down here. Red bricks over here. I know it's gonna get annoying, but I gotta say what I'm looking at to some degree, right? Weird cement infrastructure thing there. More bricks. Big old interesting pipe here. Got this kind of, yeah, that kind of hardware. They put it on and bolted it down and crimped it on there like that. That's cool. However, these are not just square nuts, so this is probably newer-ish still. I'd say within 1900s or so, obviously. But why is it? What's it doing out here? Sorry, I'm adjusting the camera. All right. What is this big old guy doing out here with the cement, concrete, stonecrete crap still attached to this part? Does the water really get that bad to have washed this thing down here like that? That's wild. And this part, I didn't even see this part last time I was out here. This part looks like a horn on this side. I mean, I looked in there. Wait, I looked in the front part. It didn't actually come back this way. They didn't come to this end. Try to get in here a little bit. Yeah. It kind of fluted out a little bit here. Looks like a big cannon almost. Huh. Some things I sit over here. Whew, there's sprinkles of stuff everywhere out here. This creek is a hot spot for crap if you want to find stuff, generally. Seems to be drying out now since I've been coming out here, picking through it. Ranting mode's hopefully over for now. Terracotta and red brick. I mean giant meat. I'm kidding, I need to stop. You can only be a dead horse so much before the point gets, hopefully another point home, I guess. Not that that should be my job or my intention, but it's ridiculous. This was a kind of one you see less commonly, at least in my experience, in my area of the world. Almost kind of wanted to keep this one, but I need to stop collecting up trash and get it only if it's truly unique. This looks like a piece of giant meat again. See, it's self-evident. The color gives it away. There's the biology right there. I'm a fucking biology wizard. Take my word for it. Don't think for yourself. It's dangerous when you think for yourself. Just listen to me. Believe what I say. That's giant meat. That's about how it comes off. Well, I can bring up the fictional science and NASA pictures and all the other stuff to prove my point. God, here we go again. I'll stop. I'll leave it at that. I don't need to say more than that. Once you bring up NASA, it's just immediately like, yep, discredited. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go look at this piece again while I'm here. Not sure what this is. Looks like some sort of a cap for something. Like this big concrete cap. All the red bricks around here. Ooh, it's another one of these. I kind of found one of those that's not broken. Be nice. Be a cool brick collectible card. You start referring to these bricks as like a collectible card. Whew. I need to get a drink. I'm getting busy. How much further I gotta go down this before I just say F it and stop this? I'm definitely not recording on the way back out. Not this time. I'll save everyone the misery of that. The suffrage. I mean, doubt anyone watches through all these anyway. Don't give a shit. It's not why I do it. I can't stress that enough. Stuff there. That there. Some bricks hiding up over here. Just destruction everywhere out here. Even a broken chair. That's newer, of course. This, I don't know if this has anything particular on it. Oh! Got a whole ass code on here? It is a code. Number code. I've not seen that before. It looks like a code cipher. Yeah, this is probably where I'm going to end it because I think around this bend I need waiters to get through there, so. Lucky day, let's throw a party, woohoo! Yeah. I don't know. Kind of want to keep it because haven't seen a piece like that. Hang on a second. I have to come back out and pick this stuff up tomorrow with the car because the gates were closed to get in here by the time I got out here. So I'll come pick this stuff up tomorrow. Just gonna put it off somewhere and stash it and get it tomorrow. When I wake up. Guess the place opens at 8 p.m. The cemetery gates, anyways. Huh. See what's up here. Hope there's no poison ivy. Well, I'm going to just leave the bucket there, so I want to haul that around with me. Then when I get done doing my recording, which is supposed to just been showing the destruction to the creek and hopefully finding more stampers, etc. Besides that, I went on a humongous tangent and a rant to vent. It was venting. Don't judge me. I mean, you can if you want. I don't really care. It didn't hurt my feelings any. Ooh, what's that? Look at that. What's that doing in there? Looks pretty like an ornate cap to something. So what the other piece looks like on the top side? Over there? That bigger piece that's on the surface of the rocks, and then this is the other broken piece to it? Possibly? Maybe? Ooh, it's got some design to it. Might go back and look at the other one, see if I can't get a view under it, and see if the top side looks like that. Because no, I'm curious. Another brick. More bricks. That one looks really cooked out. Holy bejesus. after I look at this one. Man, this one has seen better days. This was a piece of rancid meat they cut off. They were a little too late to get into it to process the body to make their building materials with it. So this piece was just a little more decayed and decomposed and rotted, because that makes so much sense. Anyway, you saw it there, boys and girls. There's a rotted piece of meat brick. God, I can't keep beating that dead horse. It's so annoying. Hey, there's an actual piece of stone wall here. Somehow managed to overlook that. Ranting. Or actually, I was just focusing on that and overlooked this stone wall infrastructure here. This might be part of a stone wall. I don't think it is, actually. Thought this might have been mortar, but as I gotten closer, I don't think so. These parts is broken, flaked off, exposing the raw meat. I mean, stone meat, petrified, Medusa meat. There's more meat right there. Look, it's still wet too, but it doesn't smell. I'm kidding. Let's see if I can't see under this somehow through some miracle. No, this is something else entirely. This doesn't have the more ornate look to it. Not sure the camera's picking it up very well. Oops, it's all blurry, my bad. Yeah, but you can't, yeah, it doesn't have that piece on it. Interesting. Okay, well, verified. That's a unique piece in itself over here then. Why it's out here, we may never know. But it's clearly out here, so, there's that. I'm just going to call it destruction, because why else would it be out here? Keep it simple and sweet. It's purely just destruction and dumped out here. Through all these trees, all this woods, this whole tree line by the cemetery. Yes, indeed. That's how I got out here. Someone decided to dump it last week. In fact, I lied. I can get around that. Oh, tragic. This video might just be longer. Hopefully not too much longer, because I'm getting kind of sick of it myself. In fact, I'm going to prop my... Ooh, there's more vitrified material. In fact, I need to prop my phone up and get a drink of water. That's just slag, you stupid idiot. Where's the machine, the factory that made this slag? And how did it wash way out here when there's no factory around here? Oh, it's a good question. I didn't think about that. Gosh, if I stopped dropping stuff with my butterfingers, that'd be fucking great. Should have took care of my hands. Thankfully, I didn't break my water. Yeah, vitrified stone material, organic material here. Come on, lighting, work with me. I find this stuff out here all the time, as I've said in previous videos. And I don't need to collect any more of it, because I got an abundance of it at the house. Well, let's see. What was this? Looks like some sort of cinder block material mixture. I don't know. Do I want to risk this mud? Oh, it's actually not that hard. Or soft, I mean. Wow. Not that soft. Ow. Thanks for catching my ear. Twig. Oh. Sorry, I had to ninja my way out of some mud. Yeah, I think, it's super muddy. I need to clean my sandals already. There's a few more little spots down here I think I want to get, and I'm going to call it. Actually, I don't know. Leave my bucket there. I want to haul it all the way down here and not actually find anything I want to pick up. Big old chunk of terracotta piping. Red brick. Oh yeah, I did have some stuff staged up here. Yes, that I did. Sure did, Jolly Gee Willikers. Found a broken piece of a lac lead. Found this piece of terracotta with some sort of unlegible stamp on it. Found a broken nesh. And more of this granite, even way down to here. I mean, giant meat that's perfectly preserved and petrified somehow without causing more disease and death from decomposing of that size. Oh, God, so retarded. I apologize. Just don't think about the logistics. It makes it more believable. Don't ask questions. Don't think about it too hard. You'll disprove yourself. Is another one of those, no. Okay, I got some stuff stacked up over around here. Piece of metal. More infrastructure stuff. It looks like it was dumped, pushed, destroyed, and pushed over here, potentially. Some more of that, some more of this ceramic material, as it says, stamped into it, ceramic. Just more brick. More brick. No stamped piece of meat there. Just set these up there to kind of just show them. So I kind of planned it out that I would just come back and try to find what I could and show it. Do a video that wasn't supposed to be quite this long and definitely not as ranty and unhinged, but oh well, it happens sometimes. Isn't nobody perfect? I don't pretend to be either. That's foolish. There's red bricks through here. I'm pretty sure they're non-stampers. I think I flipped most of those. Cinder block. Another red brick. More red bricks. Obviously more of this red brick here. What is this guy doing? Showing bricks in the creek. There's no mystery there. Maybe there isn't. Maybe I just want to do this because I can. How about that? My question is, the point I'm trying to make is why there's so much building materials and brick out here, but that's through a creek that cuts through a cemetery. That's my point. I ain't trying to speculate and be all like retarded or nothing, but it's just kind of strange to me. Strange enough to make me go, you know, the things that make you go, why is all this brick material out here? That's someone's cannabis container. Looks like it. Exotic medicine container. The lighting's not working with me here. Yeah, I just chalked up as a exotic medicine container, apparatus, holder. It's getting dark, clearly. But yeah, I just want to get some of these last little bits here. So much brick, so much ceramic material. This is clearly for infrastructure. It's not just, you know, whatever material. I'm not really seeing any more bricks that are worth keeping. But yeah, I think this gets the point across fairly well, that there's evidence of a lot of infrastructure out here. More of that ceramic material. We got some milk glass, which is stuff people would normally have living around a neighborhood. You know, stuff people have in their house. Signs of old glass. Milk glass, ceramic material. Just kind of piecing together something here. You know. Just pocked terracotta piping stuff. Whatever the hell it is used for. More bricks. Broken bricks in the mix here. Just speckled all through the creek. Man, this is a lot of brick for just someone who just randomly decided to dump stuff in the cemetery. Yeah, pretty interesting. Hi, just bricks over here. Look at a wet piece of meat. That's how they built the buildings. They processed the meat and made those stuff into a meat palmer. Yeah, that's the new thing, I guess. Back on that tangent, I guess now his following is saying, oh, that's definitely flesh palmer. That's meat palmer. Instead of calling it jail palmer, since they're all, you know, at Paul Cook's ass now, because he's actually showing people the truth about these things, more so than anyone else I've seen talk about it. And now they're trying to hijack Paul Cook's narrative and say, oh, it's fucking meat. It's meat palmer. It's like, get the fuck out of here, people. Come on. Do you think at all? Just because one guy that's lost in his own delusions about fucking giants floating in space and shit, did you believe for a second, have you thought for a second that sounds completely retarded and illogical and impossible? Yes, the giant died. They processed its meat and made the pyramids. Dude, seriously. It's just, God, every time I think about it, I just can't believe people have gotten that far, have gotten that lost. It's completely silly. Boy, they eating it up too, man. Just eat it up. Because apparently they can't think for themselves. No offense to his people, his little following. But God, I just can't believe they think that. Yeah, man, I guess the new thing is meat palmer. That makes sense. Yeah, they processed the meat and mixed into their meat palmer. Can help us. Something. Creator, please help us. We've lost our way. Please. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to go down that way. This part here gets really deep. It has a random ass pipe in there. So I think that's about where I'm going to end this. I know, how exciting. We stop listening to this guy rant like a lunatic and pick on people, handicapped people. I'm sorry, I need to stop. Mentally handicapped people, because they've left their minds open for too long and just whatever the fuck got in. Wisdom, it's a hell of a thing. Look into it. It's a powerful thing, man. So yeah. Guess I'm gonna walk back to my bucket and end it there. But yeah, just FYI, I guess the new thing in the mud fossil community is now they're hijacking Paul Cook's. I ain't trying to start some feud or fucking goddamn internet war here, but basically what I'm seeing is it's quite self-evident that Roger Spur's hijacking what Paul Cook is saying just to twist it to his psychotic narrative of fucking giants were processed to make the pyramids. They're hijacking what Paul Cook has done and going to make it very discrediting at some point, and they've already done that. The second he made that video, he automatically discredited himself and is trying to discredit Paul Cook at the same time. It's like he's bringing himself down and Paul Cook down at the same time. It ain't going to work on me, though. I see right through that shit. If he's doing it indirectly or directly, or consciously or unconsciously, he's fucking doing it. He needs to stop. Stop mixing your delusions in with someone else's actual work. It's just not smart. It's stupid. Stop. There's no fucking meat in the pyramids. Where are the giants' bones at? Where's the rest of it? God, dude. Something that big would have massive remains left all over. Like completely undeniable evidence of this. You don't see completely undeniable evidence of these giant things anywhere. Yeah, you see geology that takes shapes of things, but I don't mean to play this card, but I think that is what's the word? Pareidolia? I think that's pareidolia at work for you, dude. I do believe there is such a thing as that. You can't ignore that. And people do fall for that a lot. I've been victim of it too. That's why I'm saying it. I've been victim to pareidolia. We all have to some degree. But you can't correlate geology with biology. You can to a point. But you know why I say that? Here comes my little bit of unhinged reasoning behind that. I think our bodies, being our meat suits, which our souls pilot while they're here in this realm, I think some otherworldly entity somehow, had some influence on this world in some way, creating our bodies here. Which let's be metaphorical here. Our bodies were made here. Imagine like a radio being made. You're manufacturing a radio, but it's turned off. It's not been powered on yet. Our body's the radio. Our soul's the signal. Something made our bodies here from the earth. So naturally, we're going to share the same composition as the earth. So, of course, you're going to find things that relate to our biology with geology. That's the connection I'm making. That doesn't mean that's because, that's a giant. That's not, no. It's more logical to say our bodies were made from the earth. Hell, it says it in the Bible, doesn't it? You die, you return to the earth from which you came, right? Etc. The very simplistic version, right? Okay. Fight fire with fire. So our bodies were made here. And our souls are being projected into this realm, into our radio bodies. It's really as simple as you can put it. So of course our bodies, our biology is going to share the same chemistry as geology, because we come from our bodies come from it. It doesn't mean that's a giant body remain. You probably never thought of that, huh, Roger? It probably never crossed your damn mind, did it? That our bodies, our meat suits, are made from this very earth. And once we die, it returns to the earth. That's the connection I made. And I'm going to live by that as of right now until something else can disprove me. But some other entities came to this realm, made our bodies, got the world ready for our bodies and our souls to be projected into this realm to live and experience. Who knows? Something along those lines. I'm sure it's way deeper than that, but I'm just doing the super simple version so people can keep up with class. You can go as far as you want with that. or not. But that's what I think. So again, that's why our biology shares the same chemistry as the geology, because our bodies come from it. And our souls are being projected from another dimension here, which we've coined heaven or whatever. Something along those lines. I don't mean to discredit or take away from any of that metaphysical, dimensional, awesome mechanics of the universe and all that stuff, but like I said, I'm just trying to keep it simple. Because if you can't explain it simply, you're not very intelligent. I guess they say a way of telling if someone's intelligent or not, you should be able to explain it simply and get the point across. You shouldn't have to be over complex or super complicated or lost in this analogy or that equation and that equation, blah blah blah. You catch my meaning? If you can't explain it simply, you shouldn't be explaining it at all. But you clearly don't understand it then. Because once you truly understand something, you should be able to say it simply and get the point across. You shouldn't have to be complicated or over the top and crazy. Whew. So yeah, quite frankly, that's the connection I've made. And that's why old Roger is finding so-called DNA in these rocks. It's because our bodies come from this very earth, was created from this very earth in some way we don't understand, but it's clearly evident that that's the case. Because it's been talked about different religions and cultures and this, that, the other. We all come from the earth, right? And when we die, we return. Along those lines, yes. So, again, repeating myself, those are my thoughts on as to why he keeps finding. Basically, that's my way of explaining and just, dispelling his nonsense of this proof of giants, because he finds biology in stones, DNA in stones. It's clearly evident that our bodies, the materials of our body come from the clays of the earth, right? It's not because a big fucking giant died there and they petrified. Somehow, perfectly preserved and petrified and just broken to pieces over time. It's just so dumb. I'm not trying to get onto a tangent and share my thoughts too much, because, then I'm up for critique. If I said enough, I'll keep a lot of my learnings and things I've connected, the dots I've connected to myself. But that's just a little bit of it right there. A little tease of it anyways. But yeah, enough said. Said I was going to stop this as I walked out, but I guess I'm not. I'm just walking straight out anyways. Did I show this? Well, I am now. More of that ceramic material. Still littered out through here. Random ass brick. I did start this right here and people back that way, so must be a neighborhood or something off that way, because 24 highway is off in that direction at some point. So, about tripped on that big old vine there. Awesome. Man, it'd been cool if I found some more Christie St. Louis's in here. Though to be honest, this is already getting heavy. My back and shoulders hurt. I've been going pretty hard on this stuff. Collecting up pieces from the old Aladdin Theater and bottle hunting and doing this again after taking like a month plus break from it. Whew. Oh man, this is why I took a break last time. Getting too old for this. Yeah. I don't know, I'm pretty spry for a someone who's almost 40 years old, I'd say. Out here doing all this stuff. Yeah, I already went up here. I didn't really see any more Christie St. Louis's sticking out anywheres, but why not look again? As I waste more time. Hell, at least Ross might watch my videos. Hopefully. I mean, I am at the end of the day just doing these recordings for myself and just sharing them with whomever gives a shit, which seems to be very minimal people, but that's fine. That is totally fine. So that's in the day, as I keep saying and keep stressing, I just do it for myself. And now I guess I found a way to rant and insert my ranting and my thoughts into the video. Hey, some people like that shit. Not that that's my intention. I ain't about drama. I'm not, I promise. Even though I just kind of indirectly caused drama. But I don't care. Like I said, I'm not a debating man. I don't waste my time debating people. I think debating's for mental midgets. It's a little waste of time, because once someone's convinced of something, you can debate all you want. That's it. What's the point? If someone's already convinced, say no more. They're already convinced. Oh, what's this? Hey-o. Looks like a piece of painted cinder block. Again, got kind of like a, that might just be some sort of chemical reaction from the paint or something. Oh well, a piece of pottery. I'm gonna add this to my pottery collection. I don't know how old this is, but definitely looks kind of old to me. I'll keep that. Hey, a brick. Yeah, there's Christie St. Louis's. I found one off over there. I think one down off over here. But this place is so disturbed and messed up from the flooding of the creek that it's probably got a lot of stuff buried in this sand and all the other mix of materials out here. Is that a pair of underwear? Okay. It's like a ripped shirt. That's inappropriate. Why would you say that? This is life, buddy. Boys and girls. Yeah, I don't see. It's getting darker too, so this is really stupid. I need to get out of here because I don't actually have my headlamp actually. Shit, I left my lights at home because I wasn't being out here this long. Okay, ranty, distracted, blah-de blah blah, blah blah blah. I need to get out of here because I have no source of light besides my phone, and I don't use phones for lights because they're not flashlights. I have dedicated flashlights for that because I'm a gearhead, and of all times, I did not come prepared. So go figure. It's hiding in here. Anything? Okay, whatever. Man, there's that massive piece of cool. That's a giant's testicle. Look at it. It's self-evident. That's what that is. Look at it. It's undeniable. It's shaped like a testicle. So it's a testicle. I really need to let off on that. It's obviously annoying. Yeah, if anyone made it this far, they're probably ready to commit Minecraft watching this brain dead adventure of mine. I wouldn't call it brain dead. That wasn't the proper. Probably shouldn't have worded it that way, but my uncuffed, unscripted type of videos. A lot of people seem to not like this type of stuff. They like their stuff cut up, butchered up, sliced up, spliced up, and all fake as hell for some reason. If there's one thing I can't stand, that's watching a video and then watching the people jitter from one position to another because they did a cut and they started recording again because they edit the video after they're done. God, it's so annoying. It's just jarring after a while. It's like, dude, just keep it real, dude. Fucking who cares? If you don't plan on making a long video, then just do your best to get what you want to say in and stop. Is it really that hard? Nah, man, I gotta make a 5-hour long video and cut it down to 20 minutes. Yeah. That's how I do it. I don't do that. I will never do that. I'll keep it rolling even if I mess up and sound like a dumbass. I don't care. I'm not trying to be fake. And we're on this tangent again. I'll stop. Yeah, it's getting dark. For whatever reason, my phone is picking up pretty damn well still. Huh. Guess this phone sensor is a little better than my other one. It claims to be about the same. It's probably the same sensor, but upgraded. I said I was going to stop recording, but I'm already kind of, my ankle, my toe actually. But I'm almost out because there was the exit right there. I guess I'll get back to my crate and then stop it from there. So I don't know, what are people's thoughts on the infrastructure evidence out here? I'm just playing around with the idea of it though, that these cemeteries, some of these cemeteries anyway, could very well have been old world neighborhoods. And then when whatever happened, yeah, they got changed into cemeteries. And they've repurposed and just reused a lot of the infrastructure and made other little mausoleums and other weird things, right? It's just a thought. You're free to disagree or not even bother playing around with the idea. I mean, I am. That's how I learn. Play around with the idea. If it sticks, cool. If it doesn't, then I guess I'm moving on then. Looks like someone else's footprints. They look awfully new too. Oh, someone else must have been out here. Oh. Yeah, those are definitely someone else's. Those look rather new, actually. Let's have a creeper out here fucking watching me. Oh, I know how to dance. I'm alright. I don't have my pew-pew with me this time though, so not that I need a pew-pew to defend myself. I'm a fairly capable lad. Oh yeah, there's that. See if all this stuff is untouched. All my bricks are in there. Those broken Christie St. Louis ones can stay. Don't need those ones. Okay, with that in mind, I'm gonna try to get my glove off with my foot here. So I can stop my video. Alright, well I hope everyone enjoyed my usual video style, and hopefully don't take my rant too personally. At the end of the day, my point is just to get people to go, and, you know, be a little more critical what they're thinking. So, there's that. And there's the more X's. I plan on giving Ross one of these because I don't need all of them. And I don't think he has any more X's in his collection, so I'll give him one. I'd give more people stuff, but I really only know him in the local area that's into this stuff like this. And it even took me a while to ask him to kind of, you know, do stuff and whatnot. So, because I am a very much a person of solitude and peace and quiet and don't like, you know, the fuckery of the world as it is currently. So, get this other glove off. So yeah, very much a person of solitude. I like my peace and quiet. I like my privacy. No, that's not the kombucha. I already drank it. I just reuse it because it's a nice amber bottle. So, you know. Yeah, I drink kombucha. Sue me. I like them. So with that in mind, and enough, you know, stop procrastinating. I wonder how this got out here. Why is it out here? Is this like an incomplete one they just trashed out here or something? Who knows? But yeah, anyways, no exciting outros here, just the usual. Well, till next time. later. Just like that, see? Simple, just whatever. Don't care. There'd be my exit, and that storm looks like it's coming in. Still, just show the sky there as I exit out of this. Alright, you all have fun now. Whoever watched it and got anything out of this, more power to you, whatever. Alright, later.